What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla stock, break down some very important things about the broader markets, also talk about what's going on with Elon Musk and some headlines involving Tesla that are very, very important. But let me first say that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, deposit $100, you're guaranteed 7 free stocks. And the offer ends very, very soon in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, for the market right here, I just wanted to call out that Tesla has this gap down here all the way down to the 169 area, and there is a risk of Tesla filling this gap in the next couple of weeks. But for now, we did call out Tesla. You see this little dip that came today, and that is what happened. Tesla's a little bit in the red right now, but we're going to be watching to see how it reacts so far. I want to call out a couple of other things that could affect the broader markets in Tesla. So, as a reminder, today is Thursday. After the market closes, we have Apple and Coinbase announcing their earnings. Apple is going to be very important. There have been a lot of things going on in China when it comes to their sales, not to mention iPhone sales slowdowns, and things like that. So we'll have to see how well they do. When it comes to Elon Musk and Tesla, I want to talk about this. That's very important. Some more headlines have come out. There's been a lot of talk about how another Elon Musk promise has died as Tesla scraps the gigacasting plans. However, this is not officially confirmed, and I want to clarify exactly why that is and what the headlines are actually saying about this. So, when you look at this little picture, right, you guys can see that the Model 3 rear underbody has 70 pieces of metal right over here, and Tesla was planning on using a casting practice to essentially combine them, and they're going to try to make this two pieces of metal, which will eventually combine to become one single piece. This would help make production a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. Now, that's what the plan was for Tesla to continue to do this, but now there are a lot of headlines saying that Tesla is pivoting away from doing this, and they're kind of citing different sources which have been saying all these different things. But I just want to say one thing about that. So you're seeing a lot of headlines saying that Elon Musk is breaking a promise, Tesla is doing this and that. But I want to clarify what is actually going on real quick. So Reuters is the source that reported this first, apparently, and they've been saying that Tesla's making a decision to hold off the potential manufacturing breakthrough marks, and that's very, very important. They're saying that there's been a halt in the effort right now. So my question is, and this is the thing that hasn't been clarified in the headlines, is this going to be a temporary halt, or is this going to be something that's going to last forever? And there's no clarification on that. And let me just make it very clear that it's very possible that Tesla is temporarily halting developing these new techniques because they're kind of focusing on different things, trying to cut costs, trying to be very patient because of what's happening with the economy and their current balance sheet. And that could be what is going on. There's no clarification about how long this halt is going to last. So is it really clear to say that Elon Musk is breaking his promise? I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say that Tesla may temporarily, or as of right now, they could be kind of scrapping the gigacasting techniques, kind of swaying away from them temporarily. But two issues with this claim would be the fact that it's coming from Reuters. Reuters could be right. Yes, it's possible they are correct most of the time, but there are also lots of instances where they are incorrect. Musk has said that in many, many different tweets that he disagrees with lots of claims from Reuters. So it's not 100% confirmed by Tesla. I didn't really see Tesla confirm this. Even if it is the case, even if Tesla is truly kind of halting, there's no clarification about the timing. It could just be like for 3 months, it could be for 1 year, it could just be for a temporary period of time. So we don't know just yet. So kind of criticizing and attacking Elon Musk for this, in my opinion, is not really valid. I would say that Elon Musk is doing what he can for Tesla. He has made some questionable moves, of course, but in this case, to say he broke his promise does not really seem valid. Also, moving forward, with this whole situation, there's been a lot of criticism about Tesla because they're trying to cut costs. They're laying off more and more of these employees. I'm also seeing this being mentioned in this headline right here. And Elon Musk has kind of said a couple of things involving this. So when it comes to the Supercharger team, Tesla's getting a lot of criticism for essentially laying off almost the entire team. With that happening, you have to remember that Tesla is very, very fixated on still growing the supercharger network. That's what Musk said right here. Just at a slower pace for new locations and to focus 100% uptime and on expanding the existing locations. So that is what Musk has been talking about. They're getting some criticism from different people out there. People are saying that this is a disaster because superchargers need to be Tesla's second top growing sector outside of FSD. Long range travel, that's easy to any location. It's fundamental to the adoption of EVs in North America. But what's very, very difficult is the fact that it could be very difficult for people to go out, go to different places, especially if these networks are far away. So, yes, Tesla's trying to continue to expand their network. But the issue is for different people out there, the networks could be very, very far apart. Tesla's pace at which they're expanding is now slowing down, and then the supercharger network is going to be used by different vehicles because now Rivian, Ford, and all these different companies have access to it. So I do think that Tesla, in my personal opinion, ideally they should keep a team for this and they should try to continue to grow. I think it's very important. Is Tesla in a very, very tough position temporarily for now where they have to slow down the growth? Maybe it's going to be just a temporary thing. And that's what I'm really hoping for. I'm not seeing clarification about that just yet. But we'll see how things go moving forward. But for now, I would say this is not the best of pieces of news for Tesla. Musk has been talking about this, how they're going to continue to expand despite this. And I really hope that they start hiring more people to help with the Supercharger team in the future. It could happen later on when interest rates start dropping and Tesla starts improving with its shorter term fundamentals. So we'll see how things go. But for now, that's just one thing I wanted to call out. So what's happening to the market right now? Like I said, the market was trying to rebound just a little bit. Now we're still showing some weakness. There is a risk of Tesla eventually coming down to fill this gap in the future. We're not really ready yet. And I am seeing a little bit of weakness on the charts. We're looking at this resistance right over here, basically close to 180. We had that level called out, and our key support is going to be at 178. Losing that opens the door for about the 175 area. So very close to 170, excuse me, 175. I think Tesla's showing some weakness. It could actually dip a little bit more towards 178. The market's also showing some weakness, so just be open-minded and be prepared for some more potential downside. Now, with Apple's earnings coming out, we'll see what happens for tomorrow, but just know the charts are not in the strongest of places. As I mentioned earlier about SPY and the QQQ, right? We had this head and shoulders like structure that's been developing. This is still valid on SPY, right? We have a left shoulder here, we have the head up here that formed, and then we have like a right shoulder kind of forming right here. This could lead to more downside later on, and I do think there's a risk of that, especially considering the fact that we have a gap to fill all the way down here at the 494 area. So I do think SPY will eventually dip there. We will see if we get one more bounce thanks to Apple earnings or not, but for now we are looking like we're a bit more bearish. The bears have more control and we're turning on the larger time frame, so I do see a risk of more downside in the future for SPY. But we could shuffle a bit, and let me just mention the level. At 502, we could shuffle for a little bit up here. If we do break through this, look at the 50 EMA at 503.76, followed by 505. Losing 502 opens the doors for about 500 flats again. So we are looking a bit more bearish overall. Just keep that in the back of your mind. For the triple Q, we have 424.27 as our resistance to 20 EMA. And we also have 425.59, followed by 428. Our support is at 422.75. Losing this would take us down to 420. I do think that the QQQ is looking a bit more bearish. We have a head and shoulders like structure, and we'll see what happens with Apple's earnings. If Apple does not do too well, the market could sink a bit more. So be prepared for that just to be safe. Apple, of all things, is kind of flat right now. We have 172.5 as resistance. 170 is going to be our support area. I'm sorry, 171.25 is support, then 170 below that. I told you all that Apple will likely shuffle between 171 and 172, and that's what happened today. And then we'll see what earnings causes. Will earnings cause Apple to bounce? Are we about to get a rug pull? That's going to affect the market, so we'll just be waiting. Otherwise, we're just kind of shuffling. Nvidia is, we got this little rejection right here. We came all the way down towards 832. We came back up to about 850, and we're still shuffling at our key resistance near our 50 and 200 EMAs. If we break 850, look for 862. If we reject off here, we could be tipping back down to the 830s. So we'll have to see how things go. And then for now, we'll just be very, very patient. Just for a few more, Amazon's rebounding a little bit, guys, but just be careful with this because we have this tight resistance at 183. And if we end up losing this, there's also that big gap to fill an imbalance all the way down here on Amazon's chart. So as long as we hold above, I would say 179.79, we're going to just shuffle. All Amazon's kind of doing is shuffling. If we lose 179.79, we're going to be dipping. So we'll be waiting for that. For Meta, we had a very, very interesting day. I did mention to everyone that we are trying to base at 430. I said that yesterday, and that is what's been happening. We hit 432 just above our support. We came back up, and we're still kind of shuffling right now. So I think we're going to be heavily impacted by Apple. So we'll have to see how things go. And we're still seeing yields up a little bit, which is part of why the market kind of dipped a bit. And we'll see how things move on from here. But I just want to call out these different levels. So on Tesla, we watched that 180 resistance, followed by the next level, which would be closer to 182. Tesla's kind of shuffling a bit, but just know that there is a risk of downside in the longer term future. Not the longer term, more like the medium term. The long term is actually very bullish for Tesla. Medium term, it's kind of in the middle, a little bit more bearish. And then for the short term, which is like just for today, we are trying to rebound a bit. But like I said before, there's going to be a lot of shuffling, maybe a little bit of downside coming later on too. With that being said, watch your levels, do what you have to do, guys. And I hope this video was this video was helpful with this new update. So I'll take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you, and peace out.